Okay, so we are live. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know. We are having this situation. So Morgan apparently can hear me. I cannot hear Morgan. So I don't know what's going. I don't know what you guys are hearing, to be completely honest. I don't know if you guys are hearing anything.
Someone please tell us who you can hear.
Yeah, because I can't hear Morgan at all. Okay, and we have tried so many different things.
Is your
I try to mute and unmute Morgan. I don't know. So, hey, is Jean- I don't know if it's Jean Claire. Oh, she can hear us both.
She can hear
Okay.
us both, so it's you.
Oh,
You.
I just can't hear. Okay. Well, this is gonna be really hard considering I cannot hear at all what Morgan is saying. So let me try. I'm gonna try to take the AirPods out and just see. I've tried this before, but let me see if it makes a difference. I don't think it does. Let me actually. I did change. Let me try something else. Hang on. Why does this always happen? Okay. Wait, I hear it now. I do.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so when you went out the first time, I changed something. And then I was like, okay, let me see if it was me that actually changed it the second time. Because she came back in one time and I could hear her. And then I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Thank you, Jean Claire. Because I was about to be like, look, I don't know what's going I can't even hear myself. I was like, am I wait, am I even coming through? I don't know. Okay. So, anyways, thanks to Jean Claire for that. That helped save the
I
day.
thought I was crazy. I was like, it says it's working.
I know. Well, and I was like, okay, maybe it is on my end. So I even went between and I watched a video to be like, okay, am I not hearing anything? And I could hear it fine. And I'm like, no, okay, what's going on? Anyways, so that was a hot mess. Let's go ahead and get into what we're here for, which is episode 4 of Hawkeye. So I really loved this. Honestly, I think it's my favorite episode so far on the series. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I think everything that I thought was going to happen happened on this episode, and I didn't expect it to happen all this quickly.
Yeah. I'd actually forgotten you mentioned Black Widow at all, and then you messaged me. I'm like, oh yeah, she did say that about Black Widow. I was like, I knew about her I knew their connection, and so I did understand. I understood for this episode. I was like, I got it. But no, you were so right, and I was like, and I don't want to know the spoiler, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch Black Widow.
All you have to do is watch the end credit scene.
Okay, but with the end credit scene, I know I don't know a whole lot about it. So would the end credit scene completely ruin the whole movie for me?
It's not going to ruin the movie.
Okay.
It's just it kind of so the movie is set between before Infinity War and after Civil War. But then the end credit scene is after Endgame.
I gotcha. Okay.
So it's two completely different things.
Okay.
It's just it was kind of introducing you to where Black Widow came from while also introducing you to this new Black Widow.
I gotcha. So we'll kind of get into the Black Widow stuff. I did want to say though, yeah, I forgot, and until Morgan was mentioning, she's like, I knew you should have watched Black Widow. I was like, I never do anything traditional. I don't. So I'm not shocked, but we'll go ahead. This episode had a lot. I figured Morgan would like it. Morgan does like a lot of action, and this episode had a lot of action. He said, don't listen to Morgan. Watch the movie. You already know what matters in the post-credit. Also,
no, I feel like she might still not. Do you know why she's after Hawkeye?
Okay, so I know what I know, and this is, you can tell me if this is right or wrong. So I know that they're not really sisters, obviously, but they're sisters. And I'm assuming because she died, because Natasha died, that now Yelena, is that her name, right? Yelena,
yeah,
is mad, right?
No.
Who knows? I don't know. Okay, then I didn't get that. My assumption was that
she kind of is. She's upset. I wouldn't call her mad. She's upset, but I don't want to do you care if I spoil it for you? I don't want to spoil it.
Well, I don't want to. I will just have to like find the time to watch. I don't know if it will be before next episode or not, but it will. It's on my short
All you
list.
have to do is watch
So
the end credit scene to know what's happening as far as Hawkeye goes. Like, I want you to
yeah,
go back and watch the movie in general, but like as
yeah,
far as Hawkeye goes and why she's like attacking Hawkeye, you only need to know why
yeah,
in the end credit scene. The end credit scene tells you why.
yeah. I think when I was like doing honestly, when I was doing my reaction, I felt like I didn't like say I knew who it was, but I also was thinking in my head, I'm like, I feel like this is her. I felt like it was coming, but I wasn't sure. And I was so confused because I was like, I was like, wait, why would she attack Hawkeye? Because that was my confusion because I'm like, listen, this girl was like apparently close with Nat. And I'm like, look, Nat didn't, that's her boy. So I'm like, that really did confuse me. And I was like, man, Kaylee, why don't you watch things in order? Why don't you watch things in order? Why? But I don't.
Yep,
Oh,
it does help to watch things in order.
thank you for being here to see our lovely faces, even though you're not listening. That was how I was about to have to do this live. So, and thanks, Katie. Um, Black Widow is great. Listen, we were talking last week. I know Tim said he got to rewatch the live, but I really loved I'm loving everything that is Black Widow in this show, honestly. Like all the kind of like, head back to Black Widow. And
Mm-hmm.
I had some notes on here, but I'm gonna try to go in order. Quit sending stuff in the group chat while I'm on live. I hear the dings. I'm joking. You can do it. Okay. All right. So first I wanted to talk about kind of Jack. We talked about Jack at the very end of the live last time. So I wanted to start with Jack because that's pretty much where we started with this live. So Jack, I was so confused with him on the beginning, like, because Kate seemed to kind of be coming around to him like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
What did you think of those like family moments?
I don't
You're,
like him. I just think he's
yeah.
so sleazy. And I
Oh
really think
yeah.
he's just after her mom for the money. And I think
Yeah.
he's doing it to like just woo her into like marrying him. And I'm like, ugh, like you're just so sleazy and you're disgusting. And he had Hawkeye's sword, which made me even more mad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tim said sorry. You're not forgiven. Yeah, no, I was kind of I'm bad about Katie said I have good instincts. Okay, here's the thing though. Do I? Because I I always like with Armand, right? I thought when I first saw Armand, I was like, oh, Armand's like a great guy. Well, maybe he'll turn out to be. Maybe that'll be a plot twist, or Armand's actually a great guy. But
But he's dead.
he's dead. I know. Well,
You
you
have
know
to
what I
move
mean.
on,
Like,
Kaylee.
I know, you know what I mean. But that was my thing. Well, then I apparently can't though. I put it in my reaction. I was like, Kaylee, quit harping on the screen. I wanted to cut it, then it would have made sense. But with Jack, I was kind of the same way. So when they were having these like family moments, I was like, you know what? Maybe this was like, a little distraction where like you think that he was supposed to be the bad guy. Maybe he wasn't really supposed to be the bad guy. But then, Hawkeye's awesome wife finds out that apparently he's behind the tracksuit guys, or like is somehow related to the tracksuit guys. But yeah, he is definitely sleazy, and I don't know what she sees in him either. I think it was that moment where they were like dancing, him and Kate's mom were dancing, and I felt kind of, you could tell she was kind of like, oh, I've not seen you like this in a long time. And that was kind of so sad to me because I was like, oh, she's like trying to like him for her mom because her mom hasn't been happy. And so she's almost like, I know she doesn't like fully like him, but I felt like in the moment she's trying to kind of come around for her mom's sake.
But I wonder if they're using Jack as like a front to hide who's like really in charge. Because the tracksuit guys seem like they have a lot of money and Jack doesn't. So I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, yeah, that is confusing. So he is the name. If I
But then it
understood
would make sense
correctly,
as to why he was at the auction when
yeah,
they went to go rob it. Like that would make sense.
they knew. Well, I mean, and two, well, they were looking for the watch, right? Which, okay, this is
Mhm.
confusing. They were looking for the watch. Well, they must have gotten the watch because then we see the watch at Maya's apartment, right? So they got
Yeah.
what they were after. I don't know. I feel like I'm almost like dumb with these things because there's so much going on. And then we like get to like Maya's apartment. I'm like, wait, when did they get the watch? Because I remember seeing the watch. It's just like, it's so much going on. It's like one of those things I really need to probably rewatch the whole show once it comes out again because there's so many like little
Yeah.
details going on.
I think when they were in there, they said, "Oh, I got the watch. Let's go." And that's when Kate
Okay.
started attacking them.
See, I just pick up on different things because I think I was more concerned about the fact that Kate thought it was a good time to do an outfit change in the middle of all this. I'm like so overwhelmed. I'm like, Kate, why are you changing your clothes right now? Like, why are we putting on
Exactly.
why are we doing a costume right now? Um, okay, Tim says Vera Farmiga, who plays Kate's mom, plays nearly the same character, cool mom and all, in a Godzilla movie, and I can totally see her being a secret villain. Okay, let's talk about
What?
that for a second. Tim always knows all these fun facts, which is why I love having him in the chat and stuff. But so I had to know. So like Eleanor is up to something. We don't know exactly what it is.
Yes.
She's up to
Yes.
something. Because, she was kind of like, well, Armand had confronted her about something sleazy going on, and we never got answers to that. So maybe Armand was onto something. And then
True.
also, she calls someone after Hawkeye leaves. She's like, it'd be better if you just like let it go. And I'm like, Eleanor, what are you hiding? Like, I don't want her to be a villain though, because like she's all Kate really has. But I could also see it coming out that like she's the villain, and then like Kate having no one else to go to but Hawkeye. And I would like our little ending to be like Kate and Hawkeye's family all together. And I know you think
Yeah, but
Hawkeye's
her
probably
mom
died,
did
but
throw that really bad dig at Hawkeye about Nat, and I was like, "Whoa."
yeah. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough time. He's getting a rough go with Nat. Um, but yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked if she was the villain. I actually hadn't thought about that though, Tim. I just thought she was doing something shady, but like if she turns out to be connected somehow to the villain or
So I
whatever, I
have
think
a
that'd be
the-
sad.
I have two theories.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't tell you them though because you haven't watched the end credit scene and you haven't watched Shang-Chi.
Wait, let me figure out how to mute you again, just for me. You can honestly, you can probably say it, and I probably still won't understand. Like literally, that's how my other lives were. I was like, I won't understand what you're talking about. But you can go ahead. You can say your theories. It's
So
fine.
one of my theories is that she is calling the what's her name? Forgot her name. Tim will know her name. But the woman that recruited
Are you talking about Nat, the woman
what's
that
her face?
are you
No,
Lena?
she was the stiletto woman that recruited the US agent.
Wait, are you talking about? No, I was gonna say, are you talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
That
So you
woman.
think it
Do you
okay,
remember her
okay.
name? I forgot what her name is.
No.
I
No.
forgot
I
what
knew
her
who you were
Madam
talking about
Hydra.
this.
Madam Hydra.
Madam
I
Hydra.
think
Yeah.
she's calling
Yeah.
Madam Hydra to go and tell I can never remember her name either, but the Black Widow person to go get Hawkeye out of the picture so that he leaves her daughter alone.
Tim and Katie are smart cookies. They both like simultaneously sit that in. I'm proud of myself though. High five for like knowing who you were talking about. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh look. Okay. So you think okay, that was your one theory. What's your other theory?
My other theory is that because she does work with a lot of people overseas, is that she is possibly talking to Shang-Chi's sister, and she's running something. Or we're gonna see, because I also have a theory that her and Sharon Carter are in cahoots, and she's contacting
Oh,
Sharon.
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 Those are my theories.
Sharon.
They're probably
Yeah.
wrong. somewhat.
Well, they're better than my theories, which are really none because I don't know. I just know that she's up to something, and I just know I don't want her to be the bad guy. I feel like it wouldn't be a terrible plot for Kate to like have a falling out with her mom, because then that, especially if they're going for like obviously making all these like um new Avengers, is that would be a good plot line for her to like have to, get back with her mom or whatever. But um yeah. So
Thank
that's a
you.
valid
Thank
theory.
you.
Yeah.
It is because, like, in the at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, we see Sharon Carter. She's been in like somewhere in that world of like China, Asia, like somewhere in like wherever she's supposed to be is supposed to be somewhere based in Asia, and I think it's gonna end up being the same place that Shang-Chi's sister ran her underground club, and they met that way, and that's who Sharon is now working for, and it's gonna come out that the same time that Falcon Winter Soldier was happening, so was the story of Shang-Chi. So that was my theory on that one. And then I think she might be contacting one of them to do something shady to get rid of Hawkeye. Because Sharon is still good with Hawkeye and all them.
For now.
For now.
For now.
For now.
I don't like Sharon. If you watched any of my Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought she was pretty like cool and stuff, but like she's not my fave. She's not my fave person.
Tim, we talked about Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, last week. How he is like Maya. He's the big. We think he's the big head of the whatchamacallit, the jumpsuit people.
Well,
and that Maya takes orders from him.
Yeah,
and
I think it is.
She was little.
I think it's her. I do think it's her uncle, and I think it is Kingpin, one and the same. And yeah, Morgan does make really good connections to shows and movies, and that is honestly the one thing that I kind of regret. Like, well, no, I like more than that about you, but no, I was saying like that's the one thing I feel like I really regretted about jumping in and not seeing everything. To be fair, when I started WandaVision, which is what started all this, I had no idea that WandaVision was not just like a one-off show. I had no idea what I had to watch. Well, I just saw it on Instagram. And I was like, oh, this looks fun. And I did it. I didn't realize
I feel like that was like half the population though.
Yeah. Okay. So I missed a comment from Katie that was a while back, and we kind of were on one train of thought. I want to come back to this though. Katie mentioned she's curious who raided the Avengers compound in the first place. Me too. I don't know. It? Well, they were auctioning off items onto like that black market, and they were from like the watch was from the Avengers compound.
But I don't think anyone raided it, because remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, because guess what? I finally watched it. In Spider-Man Far From Home, they were selling everything from the Avengers compound.
I haven't seen it.
The other Spider-Man, they were like starting to sell everything. I thought because he was dead and no one was using it, so they were selling everything from it because all the Avengers weren't there.
Wait, are we talking about because Iron Man's dead?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, but Iron Man was more than just the Avengers. I know like Iron Man and Captain America were definitely.
But that was like it was like technically Stark Industries. And, also Captain America was gone. Who knows where the Hulk is? Like, who knows what Bruce is doing? Nat's gone. Hawkeye's not there. There's no one really there to like run it.
So sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. I have learned so much since WandaVision. I just want to point out me not even knowing Vision was freaking dead the entire time. Okay, let's move on. I was so upset.
And we were all trying to like be like Kaylee, like he's not.
I know, and I'm like having all these theories, and they're like, "Well, you that doesn't make sense if you knew Vision was dead." But I didn't know, and no one told. I did not like how I made it. As far as I made it, I know, but like no one in the comments, no one told me, no one, and I'm like, sure, you would have thought someone would have said something for real, But it's okay. Okay, wait. I want to do Katie's comment first. She says, I'm going to rewatch the Spider-Man soon, so I'll see what you're talking about, Morgan. I haven't seen them at all, but they are on my watch list. Okay. Tim said, Eleanor definitely loves Kate, so whatever she's doing, she perceives as being for the greater good. Story-wise, it gives Kate more development runway for her mom to die than Clint to die. Yeah, I can see her mom dying.
Whoa. Whoa. That's intense.
Yeah.
I don't see her mom dying. I see like if they're
I
gonna
can see it either way.
if they're gonna do that as like a segue to her becoming a hero, she's gonna become a hero in spite of her mother. Because her and her mom don't really get along to begin with. So I could see that if she finds out that her mom is actually behind these people and behind all these terrible things, then she's gonna become a hero to correct the actions of her mother. And her mother are gonna be like the big, like that's gonna be her like main villain. And that would push her to become a superhero, especially if Clint dies.
I can definitely see it either way. I'll go back to this. He says, plus Clint has to make it home for Christmas, or else we riot. And I agree. I concur. Like I'm on team. I don't want to kill Clint. I could see it happening potentially. I think what I will say. I feel like is my guess would be in some shape or form. She is going to not be with her mother at the end. It could happen where she is. My hope is that either her and her mom are like really happy and they have a really sweet sappy moment, because you know it doesn't seem like they've been the closest since her dad died, but she still obviously loves her mom.
Well, they weren't close before her dad died.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I really thought I was gonna hate her mom, and then like there was that scene in episode 1 where she's like throwing the grapes in her mouth and being all cool, and I was like, I like Eleanor, okay.
But that seems like a very like my mom said, like that's like a very stepmom thing to do. Like to try to convince your child to like you is like a very like step parent thing to do. So I always thought that like I still have that thought that she's like her step parent and not her actual parent.
Well, I mean, I feel like
she is.
Yeah, I don't think that's where they're going. But I can definitely see them killing her mom, and then I think if that happens, I don't know. I'm like, it could go one or two ways. It could be like she hates Hawkeye. I don't think she'll hate Hawkeye. I want her and Hawkeye to like be on the same team and whatnot. But I could see either her mom being the villain and that's what pushes her away from her mom, or like her mom dying and that's something that pushes her further in her path. But like, I don't really see her and her mom being together at the end, but I mean, it could happen.
I do feel like because they keep talking about someone's gonna get hurt, someone's gonna die. Like I've seen so much death. They keep bringing up death that I feel like someone is going to die.
Oh, okay. Tim says it helps my case that Jeremy Renner has spoken publicly about wanting to see his character be new team leader for Avengers 2.0. I definitely want, like, I think if Jeremy Renner's willing to stay on, I think they should let him stay on because he's the best. He says, but I do think Kate's mom has to go in order for her to understand the cost of being a hero, what Clint has tried to explain to her, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that makes sense. To talk about losing people, I really loved in this episode, one of my favorite scenes ever. I mean, obviously, I knew that she wasn't going to die, right? I could see the line. I saw them do it. I mean, I was not like, she's going to die, because I knew she wasn't. But I was like, oh my gosh, Hawkeye thinks she died and that she jumped, that she fell or whatever. Like that they pushed her off the building and he's freaking out. And I don't know why I love moments like that, but I do. And it made me like so like flaily, I guess you could say, because I really love like their like, it's like a parent, relationship. Like that's so sweet. Hey, Kat. Thanks for joining. Also, I realized I put a poll in the very beginning and I don't think I put episode 4 on it, which is like so stupid.
No, you didn't.
Considering we're talking about episode.
I was like, are we talking about episode 3? Did you do that last week?
No. Look, I'm struggling. I swear I thought I scheduled this last night. I was texting Tim and Katie earlier. I was like, hey, I like already scheduled it, whatever. And then I got home and opened my computer and it was still on there, like it's scheduled now. like, Morgan probably thinks we're not doing this live.
Like, you could have, like, I was just gonna be like, did I get the link? Did I not? Like, I don't
No.
know.
Yeah. I sometimes have it together and I sometimes don't. Okay. Tim says his favorite moment of the episode was Hawkeye teaching her how to flick the quarter. That was a fun
That was
scene.
a really cute moment, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Morgan? What was your favorite moment from the episode?
I really liked the moment where he wrapped himself in strawberry daiquiris.
That was a good moment. I agree. I was very confused.
I was like,
First.
yes.
Yeah. I love it. I loved to kind of expand a little bit. I really obviously loved, like I said, the scene where like he thought she fell probably to her death, off of the roof. But I loved it even more when he saw her laying there, like and suspended in air, and she's like, "Pull me up," and then he's like, "Go home," and he cuts her loose. Like he's like, "I don't, just go home. Like I don't want you in all this.
Yeah.
And this is more than we bargained for, and like you just need to go home and be done." And then she gets to the bottom, which first off, it was a gamble cutting her loose and making her drop through all those Christmas lights. That had to hurt, okay? And then she gets to the bottom and she's like, "Oh, I guess I gotta go up all these stairs in the elevator again," because she just goes right back in. And I just thought that was like such a funny scene too.
Mm-hmm.
But it also was so
you know
sweet.
what? No, you know what my favorite scene was?
Yeah.
The elevator scene.
Yeah, that was a good.
With the old man, and he's like, "Stop talking, stop talking." And
that was funny.
Huh? And she's like, "I have an Avenger in my ear, and he's telling me what to do," and blah blah. And he's like, "Stop talking."
Yeah, and the guy's like, "I think I can take him back. I got it. I'm good. I'm good." Oh, Kat said, "Morgan, I met you in Hollywood Studios, right? It was so dark and I was so tired, but I remember you being super sweet." Oh,
Yes. We did meet at Hollywood Studios. You were in line for Rise of the Resistance.
oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
Katie says that the whole Christmas party scene was the best. I agree. I loved that. It's like when she brought the movies and stuff and they were like having fun.
Oh, I was like the Christmas party at the beginning of the show, like
no, yeah, like the one where she's like, "We're gonna watch movies," and that was that was a sweet one for sure. Yeah, I love how Clint got all into it and thanked her for her kindness. I did too. Listen, I've always said that I like Hawkeye and he's a cute little cinnamon roll, but I stand by that, okay? Like I just love that man. Love him with a deep passion. I do. This show has solidified my love for Hawkeye. And I really love Kate too. I know Tim is a big fan of Kate as well. He left a comment on my reaction video. Tell me, what do you think about Kate Morgan? How is she coming up for you?
I really thought that like who was going to take over for Hawkeye was going to be his daughter. So I'm still like trying to like heal that wound.
Yeah.
Because like they showed scenes in past Avenger movies of him teaching her how to shoot. And then like all of a sudden it like just went away and it's like, oh, she doesn't shoot bow and arrows anymore or anything like that. And I was like, what the heck? Like I want her. So I'm trying to still heal that wound and try to decide on how I feel about Kate. I just feel like she's very like dumb. Like in my opinion, she just makes really dumb mistakes and dumb decisions. And I'm just like, you don't feel a sense of urgency when suddenly there's bright shining lights in your face.
Yeah.
And you cover up the two that are in front of you, but you don't think to cover up the one behind you. Like,
yeah.
I was like, what, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to say, sir, I do really like Kate. I think I really relate to Kate because I feel like I have some moments sometimes where I'm like that. But I get you because I know there's some shows, I won't say the specific scene because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there was once a show I watched where like literally like this person was about to die and they had like this like a time limit and they were like sitting there just chit-chatting and I'm like, what are you doing? Like some people like that, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you're about like, so I get you. And I do think sometimes like with her, it sometimes is a bit like maybe they overdid it a tiny
Mhm.
bit. They kind of like I think tried so hard to make her this really like fun and young and like I do like her a lot.
But
I
you can
think the
be
actress
young
did a good
without
job.
being like stupid. Like you can have some
Yeah, but I think
sense.
she's supposed to be like she's such a light like she's a light character, I guess is what I think. And
Yeah.
I to be fair, I really do think that the fandom needed a character like her that's a little bit more light in the sense of like she's pretty like fun. Now some of the stuff she does, like when she's like texting him when he's like, do not text me unless I tell you, and
Yeah.
I would have not done that. Okay. I would have not texted him. I would have not. But that's me because I'm like such a rule follower. But like I think she's fun. I really liked the character, honestly, more than I thought I would, because not to have anyone hate on me, I'm not the hugest Haley Steinfeld fan. I've seen her in other things that I'm like, I don't hate her. I just it's just not my thing.
That's her name. I was like, I feel like I've seen her before,
She's
but I
been in a
couldn't
lot.
figure
She's
out
a
what it
very talented
was.
actress, but she just
Yeah.
and I just haven't been. I think it's not even just her as an actress. I just haven't been as interested in some of her other roles, so I really haven't given her a shot.
You know what?
Yeah.
Now that you say her name, I realized what she's from. She's from Pitch Perfect, and I absolutely could not stand her character in Pitch Perfect either.
Wait, was she in Pitch Perfect?
She was. She was not in the original. She was in like
Oh,
two
okay.
others.
I didn't see. I saw. You know what? Now that you say that, I feel like I do remember. I saw the second one time, so maybe
Yeah.
I I didn't feel a particular way. I just know like a lot of her stuff. I remember seeing it and I was like, I'm not really caring to go see it. But
Yeah.
that's nothing against her. I really am loving her in this. Okay, I wanted to kind of see really quick. I'm gonna skip around.
It's
Katie
just
says.
people telling me I'm wrong.
Well, Morgan, that's why I bring you on the show.
I
know. Okay. Katie says, I think Kate is impulsive, but I don't think she's dumb. I think she's incredibly gifted, but naive. She is very naive. And I think that can
Yes.
sometimes naive and dumb can kind of sometimes go together. If
Yeah,
you,
she
you know,
she lacks a lot of common sense that I feel like even someone who is like a priss, or not a priss, but like someone who is of privilege, like because clearly she is of
yeah.
privilege. I feel like even those kind of people have more common sense than she does right now.
Well, I want to be in defense of Kate because I feel like she does have some moments. Not to just disagree with you, Morgan, because I definitely see what you're seeing. I do. I see some of that. But
it's just like the scene where she just suddenly drops down from the ceiling, and it's like, why did you like assess what was going on before you decided that you were going to drop down from the ceiling?
It's also a comedy. And they're making it a comedy, and she's great. Now I will tell you, we want to talk about like pet peeves about this show. The one thing that drives me crazy is the fact they keep feeding this dog a freaking pizza and cheeses. That drives me up the wall. Let me know down below if you're a dog owner and you actually feed your dog
I also
pizza
love how they
or
just forget
cheeses.
about the dog sometimes. Like you didn't see the dog really in like half of this, and we're just like, where is he? Where's the dog when you're out doing this stuff? Because he wasn't there.
I guess he's staying in the apartment or wherever. But I did like that scene. I think it was actually in episode 3 because it was talking about kind of relating back to Maya being deaf. But like when she was talking to him, she's like saying that, oh, we should take the dog for a walk or whatever. And he like didn't hear her. And he's like, you should probably take the dog for a walk.
But see, I don't mind that kind of stuff. But like
no, I just was saying like I don't the fact like the feeding the dog the pizza. And now to be fair, I did learn because when I was doing research, I read books as well. I'm really into reading. There's books about about Hawkeye and it has Kate as a character. Kate Bishop is a character in these books.
Like comic books?
Yeah, they're comics. They're pretty thick though.
Okay.
But they're like comics from what I understand. I didn't purchase it. Obviously, I just saw it on I think it was Barnes and Noble. And they had like Pizza Dog in there. I saw Pizza Dog and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like and I like can appreciate it, but I'm also like, "Oh my gosh, like it's a little much for me." But
yeah.
Okay, so let me go back through some of these comments real quick. I just wanted to get the Kate thing Out of the way. Okay. Tim says he's concerned about the fact that they apparently have to collect and recycle every trick arrow they use for the rest of the time. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
who
That
made
is
them, like,
crazy.
originally that they can't make another one? Because you got Tom
Yeah. Where do
Holland.
you get these originally?
Yeah, that's what I wanna know, like, did he get them from that? Is that another, like, Natalie
Oh,
reference that we don't know about yet? Like, they
yeah.
got them from Black Widow, or, like, did because I feel like Tony could have easily made something like that for him, and
Yeah.
Bruce could definitely replicate it, if not, Spider-Man. I can't think of his Peter Parker. He could definitely make it for him if he really needs them that bad.
I just yeah, I thought that was like kind of interesting. It makes you think about like sometimes I think about the logistics of how things work, and that was interesting. This one's an interesting comment as well. Tim says the Christmas party is even more emotional if you realize that Kate is I guess I should have skipped that word. I knew I was going to put it in canon. Kate is Catholic, Jewish. Sorry, not Catholic. Duh, Jewish in the MCU. She doesn't even celebrate Christmas, but she knew how important it was to Clint, which is sweet. I think it's sweet that she's like trying to, she knows that he's not with his
But
kids. It's just sad.
is she Jewish in this? Because they kind of made it seem like they celebrate Christmas because they started off at a Christmas party too. And they have a Christmas tree in their house.
Tim, yeah, Tim's on. I knew Tim would be. You started talking about Kate. I was like, oh, Tim. Tim loves Kate.
I know. I
I
saw
think
that in my face. I was kind of like, okay.
I think literally his comment on my reaction was in all caps. I love Kate. So I was like, oh, Tim's not gonna like this comment. But
I don't know. Maybe it's because
all
I deal with kids all day who are very impulsive and make dumb decisions, and they are dumb decisions.
well, and I think it's an opportunity for her to also like. I mean, she's naive, like they said, and I think it's an opportunity for her to grow, and she's gonna have to understand, like because I think that's the thing. Like he keeps saying, like there's consequences to
Yeah,
being a hero,
but I think
and
like just
yeah,
because someone dies doesn't mean that you suddenly like I hate like that's my one pet peeve about superhero movies is that like the character is all fun and bubbly or whatever, and they like make these kind of decisions like this, like they're just impulsive and they do this and they do that. Just because someone dies that's close to you does not change how you make decisions. Growing older changes how you make decisions. So just because like my mom suddenly like if my mom were to suddenly die, that doesn't mean I'm suddenly going to like change from making impulsive decisions to being more rational about things. Like if anything, it's going to make you make even more impulsive decisions because you're suffering through grief. So like I just like I'm like I don't know why they chose to make her character this way unless they're just going to continue for her character to be this way and she just won't ever grow, which is kind of upsetting in a way. But I don't know. She's like basically the opposite of Hawkeye. The entire like the complete
yeah.
opposite.
Well,
And
I don't want to be like I disagree, but I kind of do, and I just want to I do it respectfully because I do respect your opinion, Morgan, and I think I
yeah.
definitely see what you're saying. I will say I do think I think sometimes they do use the whole oh so and so died and so now there's this huge change. I definitely think they overuse that, but I do think sometimes they can do it well, and maybe that will happen or
Like with Tony,
you
I
know
feel like they did it pretty well. Like how he lost one person, so he overreacted
yeah.
in like a good way and became Iron Man. But then as he grew through the years, his decisioning got more and more rational rather than I want to do this, so I'm going to go and do it. But then like there are other times with like trying to think of other they're not like in the Marvel universe per se, but I just feel like sometimes they do like they're like, "Oh my god, like suddenly I don't think this anymore and suddenly I'm a good person." And I'm like, "No, I feel like you're still not a good person."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm a sucker for like a redemption story, which is not really what we're talking about, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for people changing, and I think that's like beautiful
I
to
think she
see.
will change as she
Yeah.
grows up, but it'll really like I'll be like I won't buy it as much if it's just because her mom dies. Like not that her mom is gonna die. We don't even know that. But if it's just because someone dies and she suddenly realizes she's not invincible, I'll be like, I don't know how much I believe that. Like
Yeah. I
I think she needs to
yeah.
almost die in order for her decision making to change.
I I don't want to say I disagree, but I do. Okay. I guess just have that as my title. I don't want to say I disagree with you, but I kind of do. But I think I see it a different way. I'm gonna say it that way. I don't disagree. I just see it a different way. I do think that like I would say she would change more losing someone than dying. That would be my belief because I do think it does change people. If you truly love someone and then they pass away, I'm not saying it changes your entire personality, but like I do think it changes you in a way sometimes, and sometimes maybe it don't. I don't know, everyone is different and grieves different and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think part of
yeah.
her problem is that she thinks she's invincible. She thinks she's not going to get hurt or that she can do it all. And like I think that's why I feel like she needs to be the one that's like in peril, like
Mhm.
almost close to death, to realize like, oh, I'm not like I could die.
Yeah. Well,
Things
I
like that.
think, obviously,
I think both need to happen.
yeah. Well, I think for her, I think her mom betraying her or her mom dying, either one would probably put her on a path towards more being an avenger. Get doing something like I don't necessarily think they'll go this route, but like if she for example did something that would get Hawkeye hurt or something. Like if she
Mm-hmm.
did something or her mother hurt or did something that got her mother killed, so something like that is something that she did and like she made a mistake or she acted impulsively, then that kind of teaches her. And I think that's something, like how she you know, how she's I think she's teaching Hawkeye some things too about you can't close yourself off to people entirely and you're not just entirely this, he thinks he's just like not even he's not like this great guy, he's not this big superhero. Like I think he sees like the glass half empty and she sees the glass half full, and they both can learn a lot from each other, which I think is why they're such a good pairing in my opinion on the show, because they definitely are very different. Like you said, they're very different, and I think they can learn a lot from each other. To
Yeah.
go to Tim, since
Is he like blowing up the cat?
for some tough love. I'm sorry. Okay. He says he thinks, anyone that lost someone definitely can say they've been changed by it. Although it's fair to say it is an overused trope. Yes, it is a really overused trope. It is. That is 100%.
I'm not saying it
true.
doesn't change a person, but like it doesn't like change like your over like you it doesn't change you overnight. Like that's what I mean. Like it's not
Yeah.
gonna and sometimes it doesn't change people. Sometimes
Yeah,
it doesn't.
I agree. Sometimes they don't. I mean, I think it just depends. Like, but I think most people, if they truly love someone, it does. Now, some people that don't,
But it's not necessarily like if you're not impacting their death, like I feel like it's not gonna change your decision making. You know what I mean? Like if it's not because of you that they died, like if they died because they're old, like
yeah.
you're gonna be
Well,
sad, but it's not gonna change your life. Like you're not gonna suddenly quit your job to become something else.
yeah, I think it's different for
That's just,
everyone.
like,
so
I
yeah,
feel
no,
like
I definitely see what you're meaning though. I really do.
Yeah.
I see what you're coming from. I just think it's different for every single person. We all like
Yeah.
see that different. So none of it's wrong per se. Okay. Tim says if Uncle Ben doesn't die, then Peter Parker continues beating wrestlers to death for money engagement.
When was he doing that?
I don't remember him wrestling. I thought he
I
was he
don't
a
remember him
reporter?
wrestling
No,
either.
wait, I do remember him wrestling because then he like didn't he get fired or something? No, he something about
Is
money
this
and
in
he
the
let the
original
guy go.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Oh.
in the original one, I do remember he was like a cage fighter or whatever. And then I remember him and the guy who was over the fights or whatever, they got into it, let's hustle about it. And he like ended up seeing the guy that killed Uncle Ben. It was this whole thing. It was so sad. If you could watch that movie and not cry with Uncle Ben dying, I don't even know. I
The
cry
Tobey
every time I.
Maguire. This is the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire one.
Okay. Let's not
Okay,
even
yeah.
talk about Toby. We're not going to talk about Toby. We're moving on. We're moving on from Toby because everyone hates Toby. That's like the one where I have the
Because
unpopular opinion.
I read that comment and I was like, isn't he in high school? Like, what are you talking?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So getting back, we had one thing that we had not talked about thus far about this episode that had shocked me. Because I'm not saying I used to hate this character, but because with OG Avengers, back when I watched it when I was in high school, at first, honestly, my first ever Avengers like experience because like nothing else was out. I really obviously loved Black Widow and Hawkeye, and we've talked before about how I feel like maybe they wanted like I don't know if they knew where they were going with it in Avengers, but they had like some little hints that there was something there, even like chemistry wise.
Yes.
So I was really upset when I found out Hawkeye had a wife. Okay, I was upset. And that was what part of the reason why little middle school, high school Kaylee was like, I'm not finishing this series. Because that was what I cared about. No, I
Oh,
obviously.
how wrong you were.
Yeah, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I didn't realize it would be a big part of my life. But thank goodness I waited. Okay. But my comment is literally Linda is so cool. His wife Linda. I thought she was really cool this episode
Yeah.
and really contributed a lot to like I didn't like she was talking a different language to him and like looking all this stuff up. And I was like,
I think
dang.
it was Russian or German.
Yeah, I think
that
it
she
was
started speaking. I was like, whoa.
I thought it was Russian, but I don't know languages super well. So she was
So
awesome.
it
And I
makes
was,
me wonder if maybe she
yeah.
used to be like, if that's how maybe they met through Nat.
I don't
And
know.
she used to be a Black Widow, maybe?
I always in my brain thought he met her before Nat, but I could be, I don't know. But my thought was Morgan, I literally thought this during the episode. I was like, you know what? I wish they like, we knew exactly about their backstory. And maybe it's probably in comic books out there somewhere, honestly.
Yeah.
But like to my knowledge, from what I'd seen, I'd never seen it, like beyond anything. But I was like, dang, like I kind of like, they're kind of interesting together. And it's cool.
She's definitely been, I feel like she definitely has like some sort of spy training. Now, I said Black Widow, maybe she was a Black Widow, but like she couldn't have been because they removed their whatchamacallit,
The reproduct like
their
the
reproductive
they can't
organs.
reproduce, yeah.
And she's clearly reproduced 3 times.
Yeah. The language was
And
German.
we've seen her pregnant, so like
yeah. The language was German. I think you said Russian or German, so you were I didn't know. And Tim said he said they got to jump off. He said, but one more thought before we go. Laura Barton is most certainly Mockingbird, and the Rolex is hers.
No, it's Tony's.
What?
It's Tony's.
What? I wish I understood. This is like German to me. I don't know what you're talking. I've heard of Mockingbird, and I know the Rolex we're talking about, but I'm like, what?
I thought it was Tony's.
I don't know. Guys.
Because they said, like, wasn't it originally labeled on the first episode Iron Man's watch? Like, they said it as Iron Man's watch?
Girl, I don't know.
Am I, like, dreaming that? And they won it because it, as we learned from Tom Holland's fit with the Rolex, that it can arm and disarm every single satellite towards Earth.
I don't know anything. I'm a great host, you guys.
Like I fully thought it was Tony's because that's definitely a man's piece of jewelry. That is not a woman's something a woman wears. That is way too bulky of a watch.
Look,
but I mean, I guess she could like. I don't know. I don't know anything about her. I thought she was just a normal person. until she
If
spoke a different language.
as long as Mockingbird's a good person, I'm okay with it. The thing is, I don't want like I don't imagine they're gonna be like, oh, Hawkeye's wife, this mother of three, is this evil mastermind. Wah, ha, 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 ha. We got to steal all of Hawkeye's happiness and make his wife just this evil person. Like, no, I don't think they would
No.
do that. And if they did, I would be very disappointed, honestly.
Like, I think he
'cause-
knew she spoke it, so clearly he knows like what's her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
I think it's either like she was probably a spy with him or like something.
Well, she
that
probably
has
is
to do with
Mockingbird.
Nat.
I just don't know if that. I'm assuming it's gonna have to be like a positive thing because it's Hawkeye. So that's my one thing. Okay, look, you did want to put them and him and Nat together, which is totally fine, but you don't get to steal all this man's happiness. Okay, he needs some happiness in life, and that's his wife needs to stay. So, okay. Is there anything else? I feel like this was so scattered. I'm trying to think. I had some notes. Oh, we didn't even talk about Yelena. I guess we should talk about her and then we'll kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a big part and we didn't even talk about her. So, what did you think of, did you know it was her first off?
Yes. I knew exactly as soon as he was like, oh, what do you mean she's there? She's here. And I was like, oh, one of them is going to be Yelena. Like, and then like as soon as he pulled off the mask, I was like, yes. So I'm excited to see what she'll contribute to the series moving forward.
I'm excited too.
And I hope
they
say something. She finds out the truth before she goes and kills him.
I'm still so confused, but it's okay.
You gotta watch.
I know. I'm going to. I'm so bad. Okay. But I really, my thoughts on it was I really love her as an actress. In general, I've seen her in other things that I really enjoyed. So, I'm excited to have her on the show. Obviously I don't think she's going to be mad at Hawkeye forever, or trying to kill him forever. I would hope not. I mean, Morgan's face tells me different. I don't want them to be
what she's been told.
Yeah, but like I don't think that I can't see that going on long. Like they're not going to kill her off because they need her to move forward. And I don't think they're going to kill.
Been told about Hawkeye. I could see her easily killing him before she.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like realistically, I just don't see her killing him. I don't think that would be a good look going forward for her to be the one that kills Hawkeye when he's like a beloved character. Okay, you know what I mean? So I don't feel like that's the direction it's gonna go. I don't think she'll. I hope not too. I think that would be a mistake, honestly. Like if you're gonna kill someone major like that off, you don't want it to be like. It would be like Wanda being the one that killed Tony or something, and then like having WandaVision and us wanting to like root for Wanda. You know what I mean? Like you can't like have one of your main characters that you really like and want to root for kill one of your other main characters off that you really like and want to root for. You know, like it had to be a bad guy killing them off. So I just don't think it would make sense for her to kill Hawkeye. But you never know.
I mean.
Yeah.
You have to watch the end credit scene and you have to get back to me because
Okay.
I kind of think they're going in a certain direction with Marvel, and I'm really interested to see that direction. And so I think they might be playing her off as a bad guy.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Like they might be putting her up as like not as an anti-hero.
Okay, I mean that would be interesting.
I've heard they're bringing Venom. There's something to do with the end of Venom. Has to do with like what's gonna come soon. So they're bringing Venom into this. Venom is clearly an anti-hero. We already have U.S. Agent in this. We have Shang-Chi's sister, and we have Sharon Carter. Who knows what their intentions are with anything?
Sharon's gonna run the whole thing. Sharon's like.
Yeah,
she's gonna be the next head of Hydra or something. She's like boss lady over there.
Madam Hydra, so I mean, she's pulling some strings too. So
yeah. I don't know. What? Okay, so we only have 2 episodes left of Hawkeye. So what do
Oh
you
my
think?
gosh.
What is your prediction of what you think is going to happen for the last 2 episodes? We'll end it here. What are your
I think
predictions?
we will definitely have a showdown between Elena and Hawkeye. Definitely
Yeah.
towards the end. I think Hawkeye's going to make a decision whether he wants to remain a superhero or if he wants to go back with his family. I think he's going to choose to go back with his family and leave superheroing behind. And I think Kate's going to take over. That's what I think. And there's going to be something that pushes her to show her like the true decision she's making by becoming a hero. Like you're either a hero or you're not. Like, yeah, there's no like I'm gonna do this for fun kind of thing.
It's kind of hard to say. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's kind of hard to say where I think it's gonna go again, just because we haven't seen what is it, Is it Kingpin? Is that what we're
Kingpin, yeah.
Kingpin? So it's kind of hard to say. I definitely like am interested to see him, and I feel like every single show we've had has had someone that they've added into the fandom, and like obviously we're adding Kate in. Kate's gonna be kind of taking over for Hawkeye in that kind of role, which is interesting. Like, I agree with you. I think Hawkeye is not gonna like. I think he'll still be a mentor to Kate and some maybe, but he doesn't probably want to be front and center. You know, maybe I know Tim said that about Jeremy Renner wanting to be like the head of it or like wanting to mentor, and maybe that he will do that, but. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
I think
he'll go and
a
like
showdown.
fix up the Avengers compound or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I really don't have any idea.
These new superheroes. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. Like,
I'm excited though. I think Marvel for 2022 is going to have some really good things. And I will say I just got my like Loki Funko Pop and I'm like so excited. It just got in the mail and I'm like that.
Are
honestly,
we getting a season 2 of that? Like what's happening?
Yes.
With Loki?
Yes.
We're getting a season 2. It's been confirmed.
Yeah, we're getting a season 2 of Loki. It was confirmed. I'm pretty positive. So that's really exciting. I think Loki. What do you think has been your favorite show of 2021 for Marvel?
Falcon and Winter Soldier because I love Sebastian Stan.
That is true. I do love Sebastian Stan.
He is like a really good person.
Yeah, I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier for Sebastian Stan and yeah.
Like story, like character wise, I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. Story wise, I'm not like. I don't know. It's a toss up between WandaVision and Loki because I don't really like I've never been like a die-hard Loki fan. I thought it was interesting and I really liked the series and it is a good story, but I don't I love WandaVision. So like I don't know.
I know you're not as big of a Loki fan, and I still have you on this show. I'm still friends with you, so
sorry.
No, I'm joking. I think my favorite show of the whole year was Loki. I really enjoyed it. I knew I would, but I loved them all, and I think Hawkeye's fun. So I think it's a good addition. It was perfect for the holidays. So I'm excited to see what the last 2 episodes are going to bring. It's crazy to think they're releasing the last episode. It's going to be the week of Christmas. So that's insane that we're getting Christmas.
It'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't it like 2 days before Christmas Eve or something? Or the day before?
Yeah, Christmas Eve is on a Friday. And I know because I have to work that Friday, but it's on Friday. And then these shows come out on Wednesday. So yeah, it'll be 2 days before Christmas Eve. Now, I don't really know what I'm doing in terms of a live because I definitely don't want to, do it live the day before Christmas Eve. I feel like that's a little hard for people, but yeah, so we'll just have to see how that goes. I'm not really worried too much about it at the very moment, but thanks Morgan for joining me for this live. It was a lot of fun, honestly. Morgan, You're welcome too. You're welcome for my presence and for screwing up our sound in the very beginning and like us almost not having a
Making
live.
me go crazy and like restart my whole entire.
To be fair, I think it was you that first time, and then I screwed something up, and then we were like, "Oh, what's going on?"
I don't know. I don't know.
Everyone pretty much missed that. If you missed the first 2 minutes of us not knowing what we were doing, but yeah. So Morgan's link is in the description box down below. So go check her channel. It's Thrifty Nerdy Mom. It's Teaching Disney. I had the T in my brain. Guys, I had a long day.
Oh my god.
It is Teaching Disney. I also love our friend April at 13 Nerdy Mom. She's not on here, but she does love Marvel, so go check her out too. Apparently my brain wanted to plug her too. But we will be I will be back next week. I don't know if Morgan's gonna want to join me after all that went on today.
No, of course I will. Of course.
Yes. So we will be talking about
the
semi-fandom.
hate. I live for it. That's why I'm a teacher. Literally had a student come up to me and like dead face and all and be like, I hate you. And I was like, I love it.
Yeah. No, Morgan, ever since I've known Morgan, I swear, like I would say something, in my life and Morgan, there'd be a comment that's like, I disagree. And it's like the opposite. I know. And
but I think
yeah. So I don't want to say I disagree, but I kind of do. And that's like always been mine. Like our Mulan reactions, I feel like actually were pretty similar. Like we didn't have a lot of actual different opinions there, I don't think, which was fine. But yeah, anyways, I'm just terrible at wrapping up. So I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks again, Morgan. Oh, do you have anything coming up on your channel? I know you're doing Vlogmas. Is there anything else you want to talk about real quick?
I have a football live stream every Tuesday where I talk about the latest Disney news and the latest football games. We're getting into playoff season for the Super Bowl. So you're definitely going to want to stick around, especially if you don't want to watch football, but you're interested in who might be in the Super Bowl. Definitely. I know lots of people suddenly become football fans like the week before the Super Bowl and have an opinion about everything. So if you want an opinion and you want to know what's going on this season, definitely watch. It's only less than an hour. And then I also have a bunch of vlogs coming up. I'm going to go live on Saturday. I'm not sure what time yet, to do the Christmas tree trail at Disney Springs.
Ooh,
so if you love Christmas trees, definitely check that out. And I just had a vlog go live today where I did all things Buddy the Elf, even though I don't like Elf. Elf related. I love like scenes. It's just Will Ferrell annoys me and I really dislike.
No,
but that's okay. He just
I'll watch it.
I love he plays bad characters that make me dislike him, but
he has his moments. I will say that. But yeah, I do like Elf, so I'll definitely watch your video.
I like Elf more than anything else he's ever done. But I went to the Gaylord Palms and we did like the Elf Mission Save Christmas featuring Elf walkthrough thing, and we break it all down with costs after the video. So let us know if you think it was worth it, because we have opinions.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was not fun. I'm sorry.
It was fun. It was, but like I had to pay $30 to park. The ticket alone was $30 per person.
Yeah.
So like when you watch it, you let me know if like it was worth $30.
Okay, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah. I'm behind on watching videos, but I do have some exciting things coming up on the channel. I have a lot that I'm working for in January, starting in January. But the biggest thing that I've been working on is really just getting up my Hawkeye reactions. I'm still slow, still very slow. I got episode 1 up. Episode 2, I'm in the process of editing, and I'm hoping it'll be up sometime before the next episode. Even though we're going to be on 5, and I'm like, oh, getting up episode 2. 2's going up finally. But no, I'm trying really hard, and it's going to get easier like once I get back into the movies, I think, even though the movies take so much longer to edit, just because like these shows are like not as long as the movie. It's like, honestly, the movies are usually like double or triple the length. So it does take me like
Yeah.
a while. But yeah, I'm hoping to be more consistent with that and really kind of lean more into that next year. So definitely like stay tuned if you are interested in the reaction videos and fandom content. Obviously, we love to talk about it. So with that, I will end it. Thank you to Tim
Are
and
you going to
Katie.
be watching
Yeah.
the Harry Potter HBO special?
I do need to. I wanted to do, they were having the trivia every single Sunday, and I really wanted to do a live show for that. And I was like, I just can't. It's just too much for me. But it looked like a lot of fun, honestly. So
I haven't been able to watch it. I
yeah.
wanted to watch it.
I
I
haven't
just
seen it
missed
either. Yeah, I've been really busy lately, honestly. Because I was gonna do Vlogmas, and then I was like, no, girl, it's just too much. It's too much for me. Did it last year, and I wasn't even working then. It was my little sabbatical from school, between school and work, and I mean that's the only reason I got anything up. I was like, no, 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 not doing it this year. So. But thank you to everyone who joined us in the comments, especially Tim and Katie, who made great insight, and also as Jean Claire, who told us that she
I'm
could hear
sure I'm
both
going
of
to
us.
hear about this tomorrow from Tim.
Tonight, Tim's gonna be like, Morgan, how dare you go on the internet and trash Kate? Oh, how dare you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, Morgan, for joining me, and that will be it until next.